This is Twit.
So my son is now logging in as himself. So actually, a lot of Battlefield 4
I thought you were playing. I kept seeing these Battlefield 4 videos that Paul Thurrott was posting on.
No, those are my son.
Oh, I was gonna rat you out.
It's gonna be weird for him because when I was a kid, if we got like a television or whatever, like my dad was never gonna play that thing, And then in today's age, of course, the Xbox One comes into the house and it's in my office, right? And so this poor kid comes home every day and this thing is here, but he can't really use it because it's in my office. And so he kind of strategically waits for me to finally, lurk out of here. And then he rushes in what he can do on it. But
this morning I got up, I found a glass of wine with a Smarties wrapper in it. And I figured, I know that wasn't me. So somebody was playing my Xbox One in my office because, that's where it's hidden out.
That's the kind of food combination, like beer and M&Ms. That only a young person.
Only a young person could do a glass of wine.
Determine was the right combination.
A fine Bordeaux and a package of Smarties. There's nothing quite like it. All right. So sorry, Mary Jo. We're done. Let's
talk Hadoop.
No. You can. This is a big. This is a big. This is a big. Scoop for you. And it does involve the Xbox One, I guess.
It does. It does. So, everyone jokes that I don't care about the Xbox One. I do. I care about the operating system in the Xbox One. I don't care about Call of Duty, but I care about the OS. So I'm not totally sleeping. I'm only half sleeping.
I accept it.
And Threshold, in fact, I see Windows plus phone plus Xbox One equals Threshold. What the hell is Threshold?
Yeah. Well, I should let Paul answer this, actually. And actually, you know what's funny? I think I need to get an Xbox only so I can keep up with these new code names coming out of Microsoft, because Threshold is an Xbox code name.
Oh.
It has to do, and Paul will correct me if I'm wrong, it has to do with the very first version of Halo, I believe, and it was about a planet called Threshold.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I could be wrong about this, too, although I played that game many times. I believe the Threshold was the planet around which the first Halo ring
yes,
revolved.
That's correct. According to Halo Wikipedia or Wiki or whatever.
Yeah, Halo. Right.
It's been
Halo.
so long. I mean, that was a decade, more than a decade ago.
Yeah.
And I remember we played a lot of that game during the commercial breaks on the screensavers. They'd come back from commercial. They'd catch me and Kevin Rose and Ford and everybody playing Halo.
Yeah.
I think that
so
that was the big launch title.
Yeah.
That's and it's. I think this is an interesting thing. It's also a neutral zone, right, in Halo for some reason.
That I don't remember. There was no neutral
I'm just
when I
reading
played
from
Halo.
the wiki.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of interesting too, right? So the way to think about Threshold is, how Blue was a wave of products that it affected everything. Yeah. There was a Blue phone and a Blue Windows, and Blue even influenced the Xbox One. Well, this is what Threshold is. It's the next wave. It's like the same thing as Blue, except in starting or in the midst of spring 2015. That's what I think.
Given that, do you think they'll call it 8.2? I mean, is that the logical progression?
You know what? I don't think we know what the numbering will be on it, but I do think it'll be 8 point something based on a webcast that I saw with Terry Myerson, who's running the Unified Operating System division. Because he said, maybe we'll call the future stuff 8 point something, 8.1, 8.2, blah, blah, blah. So he kind of hinted that's what they're going to stick with for a while.
So Threshold is the next, like Blue, the next thing.
Yeah.
Next wave,
it's like
I guess.
The next big, if you want to call it a major release, it's the next major release of phone, Xbox operating system, and Windows.
So in the reorg, does that make sense? Is that one division, all of that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, all those things are under Terry Myerson. So phone is under him, the phone operating system, the Xbox operating system, embedded is even under him, the Perceptive Pixel display OS pieces.
So that's kind of telling that reorg put these divisions in under one roof.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting how Terry Myerson, of course, comes from Windows Phone, is very quickly putting his stamp on OS development at Microsoft. This is very different from the days of Steven Sinofsky, where they they kind of took the Metro stuff that the Windows Phone guys had done, but then they just ran with it in their own direction. They didn't really work with them at all, which I always found to be very tragic because the phone guys had made certain mistakes or had done some things right or whatever. And the Windows team never benefited from any of that information because they just didn't pay attention. They weren't interested in talking to those guys. They want, they thought they could just do it on their own. And now those products are maybe a little too far apart, further apart than they have to be.